started learning Spanish when I was 5 years old. In the school district I grew up in, there's a dual language program, and it's like random lottery is how you're chosen, and I was selected. And it starts off as 80% Spanish and 20% English, so you're kind of thrown in there from the beginning. And then because of that, I decided to take eventually we wanted to just do a minor at DePaul in Spanish, because I thought, well, I don't want to just abandon learning Spanish. I've been doing it my whole life, so I decided I want at least a minor. But because I had so many Spanish credits already, I would have been done with a minor in just 2 classes, and I was like, well, I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose, and I wanted to take more classes at a college level in Spanish. And so I had some room in my degree, and I became a double major in Spanish as well. In the fall of 2024, I went to Mexico City, and I was there for 4 months, just for 1 semester. I went to Universidad Iberoamericana, which is just, there's lots of universities in Mexico City, but that's like kind of like the lesser known one. It's like a Catholic school, just like DePaul is. And I was able, it's more of like a free program. Like, it's not as guided as a lot of the other study abroad programs at DePaul are. Like, for example, I know there's the Merida one that's also in Mexico. That's a lot more service focused, and you have a lot more of a schedule. Whereas this one, it's kind of more on your own, and you get to explore on your own time and your own freedom. And so I did a lot of things because of that. I went downtown in the city, like in the historic centers. So I went where they have like the big plaza with the giant Mexican flag called the Zócalo. I went all around and visited very old bakeries, because Mexico has a very good like bread and bakery like culture, I guess is how you'd say it. And so honestly, my favorite part was just being able to explore my own, because I just love visiting new places and just seeing parks and museums. So, yeah. In comparison to other programs, like at other universities, I'm not entirely sure, but I know that there is definitely lots of classes that aren't just a typical like lecture class, or you're just sitting there the whole time. There's lots of classes that have like service components, so you're actually out and about and doing things and kind of getting Spanish experience that way. And then there's also, I know, the Merida program as well, which I mentioned earlier. It's you go to Mexico and you're in like the southern peninsula of Mexico, and you're also there for I think about 4 months, like about a semester. And it's a lot more service based, and so because it's like a program that DePaul has been doing for 20 years, and that like it's a very developed program, so you can get lots of Spanish credits that way. And so that's a really good way to kind of go out there and do something new and be able to get like good experiences with the Spanish program in DePaul. That's not just sitting down in a classroom. It's hard to just pick one, but I think in general my favorite Spanish courses are anything to do with literature or linguistics. So probably the Intro to Linguistics class, which is Spanish 242, the Mexican literature class I took, which is Spanish 315, and then there's a couple other ones that also involve literature and linguistics. Personally, I really like them because, well, I love to read, and I think just being able to read in a different language, especially one that's as big as Spanish, kind of opens you up to a whole new world of like thinking, of ideas, of just people. And so it really enables you to like learn about the world and get that kind of experience. And then as in linguistics, I really like it because I just think it's interesting how people talk and how their environment can shape how they talk and kind of shape how just everything. My future plans are to go to grad school for computer science. I'm not entirely sure what exact job I want in the field yet, But I really hope that wherever I end up, I can use Spanish because I've been doing it my whole life. Like I've been learning it since I was 5. Um, and so I hope I can continue to use it and just have it at least, maybe just be able to communicate with others. Like, for example, if I work for a big company and they have international teams, I can communicate that way. Or I know there's jobs where just knowing another language can be helpful. Like there's an internationalization engineer, which is basically like helps like software be transferred to different languages. So it might require different things like other languages. They might not just use a typical Latin alphabet for that kind of thing. And just having an awareness of how language works can make that job easier. So I would say current Spanish students at DePaul that there's a lot of fun classes, and so to definitely look for them, but they're not always available every quarter. Like I know the one I mentioned earlier, SPN 315, Mexican Literature. I took it; it hadn't been offered in a long time, so to definitely look for those classes if you're available or if you're able to take them. Look for those kind of classes that aren't offered too often, and you can get a new um, experience that maybe you won't get in other classes. And then for anyone learning a language, it's going to be really hard. I know that from experience because I was kind of just thrown into it when I was 5. And I remember struggling a lot in the beginning, and I just didn't like it at the beginning. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But if you keep going at it, it'll be worth it, and you'll be able to experience so many new things because of it.